Good morning, lovely people out there. My name is Dorothea. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I wish everybody a wonderful Tuesday. And before I start with Native American tribes, another tribe I picked out, I like to, remind us of John Lennon's song where he speaks about peace on earth. He said, imagine all the world living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. John Lennon. So, I'm a dreamer myself, believing in the good things, and I hope that many of you do the same, because I believe when we have good dreams and we believe in them, the world too can become a better place. Okay, so that said, today I picked out the Lakota tribe, the Lakota of the plains in the United States. So let me start. Originally from western Minnesota, they moved further west to the plains in the first part of the 18th century CE. It was a period of great movement and disruption among North American groups, especially in the Northeast and Plains regions. As a result, the economic life changed. Now their concerns were mainly buffalo hunting on horseback. The transition from a settled lakeside existence to a nomadic life led to alterations in the cosmology of the Lakota, as well as the values they used to have. However, they managed to retain their 7 great rituals, much more widely found in North American scene. And some of the rituals I like to introduce here. There was a ritual called Sweat Lodge ceremony, and in a sweat lodge it is a domed structure covered with skin resembling the Lakota universe. Heated stones are placed in it and water is poured on the stones. It was an important ritual because the steam produced helped the person to sweat and to revitalizing the spirits which are visited by the supernatural, by the visions, to help these individuals. A medicine person may gain understanding which might lead to the cures of the sick being in his care. So when they were sweating and had visions and they told the medicine man about it, then the medicine man, he could examine everything and find a way to help them cure diseases or help them to get rid of some ailments. Okay? One ritual is called Vision Quest. A person goes away in the hillside and stays there in a shallow hole for a few days without food or water. He then is typically given a vision, which is also interpreted for him later by the medicine man. There was also a ritual called sun dance, which is very important in the Lakota's life. Here in the ritual sun dance, a tree is cut down in a ceremony used as a central pole of a lodge which represents the universe. The whole day the dancers move around the edge of the lodge and they gaze at the sun. Some are given hooks which are tied to the central tree and planted in their chests. This sacrificial act is encouraged by martial songs and drum beats of the musicians. Families and groups from various tribes are seated around the lodge to participate in the sacred spectacle. The symbolism of the affair is important since it is connected to fertility, for which the sun is a source. The central axis, called axis mundi, has a phallic meaning. The dancers bind themselves to the heart of the cosmic mystery in the preparation of the great midsummer Hans, which will provide food for the whole group. This ceremony is a cheerful social coming together for nomadic groups of old days. The ritual themes of Sweat Lodge, Vision Quest, and Sundance have a general manifestation among the Native Americans as well as throughout the Americas. These are all shamanic rituals that belong to the Lakota people. The supreme being and creator of the Lakota Sioux is called Wakan Tanka, also called Great Mystery or Great Spirit. There are 7 Lakota values or rights given to the Lakota people by the white buffalo calf woman. And these are praying, respect, caring and compassion, honest and truth, generosity and caring, humility and wisdom. The white buffalo calf woman brought these gifts to the Lakota with the first rite, which is a keeping of the soul, and she taught it to the Lakota. Then she revealed 6 other rituals before she left. But before she left, she told the people that there are to be 4 ages, and that the white buffalo calf woman would keep track on the 4 ages. Once at each of the 4 ages would she finally return back to them. After the 4 ages are completed, then she will come back. As she left, she changed from a beautiful maiden into a black buffalo, then a red-brown buffalo, then a yellow buffalo, and finally in a white buffalo, while she disappeared into the clouds. She also had given the Lakota a bowl of the pipe made of red stone, symbolizing the earth. There was a buffalo head carved on the bowl, symbolizing all 4-legged animals on earth. The stem of the bowl was made of wood, representing all that grows on earth. 12 eagle feathers were hanging from the part that joined the stem with the bowl, and the feathers, they symbolized all the birds on earth. The round stone, as well as the pipe, were made of red earth, and the stone had 7 circles on it, representing the 7 rites. Every time the Lakota smoke a pipe, their voice is sent to Wakantaka, the Great Spirit. A song that first was sung by the white buffalo calf woman and is still sung today. This song begins With visible breath I am walking, meaning the smoke from the pipe is the visible breath. The Lakota are a fiercely strong and powerful tribe whose leaders and warriors have achieved the status of legends the world over. Men like Red Claw, American Horse, Red Horn Buffalo, and Crazy Horse were known for being great leaders and warriors. Crazy Horse is the hero and legend held in highest esteem by the Lakota. Lakota, the word means allies, friends, or those who are united. Lakota have now reservations in North and South Dakota. Lakota were meat eaters. They ate buffalo, elk, and deer, which they hunted, but they also ate fruit and potatoes. Many tribes used the cutting of their hair when a death in the immediate family occurred. Showing deep sadness was the outward symbol of a haircut. The sun dance was forbidden under the Indian Act of 1895, but it was ignored by the tribe most of the time, and in 1951 it was dropped from the act. The sun dance, this ritual was forbidden because the young men were injured doing the requirements of such an act. The men were left with 5 scars on each side of their chest, where rawhide was pierced through the skin and muscle and wrapped around a wooden or bone skewer, which then was attached to the central Sundance pole. Sitting Bull was a powerful Lakota chief and spiritual leader who had led the Lakota and Northern Cheyenne to victory. In 1876, against the U.S. Army at a Little Bighorn. Cutting, burying, and burning hair carries a strong significance and meaning for the Lakota. It's often a tradition in some other tribes as well to cut your hair and bury it with a close person who has died. Canupa, I spell it C-A-N-U-P-A, Canupa is a religious ceremony to make a ceremonial commitment, offering prayers, and to seal a treaty or covenant. The meaning of smoking the pipe is also for many Indian tribes a rich symbolism. Tobacco is offered to God, showing solidarity and power within the tribe, showing honor and sacredness of life. All that is part of the legacy of the Lakota people. The sacred white buffalo calf woman came to earth and gave the Lakota people that pipe and a small round stone from which they learned all the rites they had to perform. The Lakota actually had to live on the Great Plains. The Cheyenne lived on the plains before the Lakota, and other Sioux people arrived there as well. Teepees or Teepees are tent-like American Indian houses used by the plain tribes. A teepee is made of a cone-shaped wooden frame with a covering of buffalo hide. Like the modern tents, teepees are carefully designed to set up and break down quickly. Because the tribes moved from place to place, each family would bring their teepee poles and hide tents along wherever they went to stay for some time. Originally, a teepee was 12 feet high, but when they started acquiring horses, the Lakota, then they also began to build the teepees twice as high, because now they could sit on the horse and reach up higher. Okay? Teepees are ideal for a people who constantly move around. The Indians of the plains migrated frequently to follow the movements of their buffalo herds. Within hours, such teepees were packed up and ready to move to another location. Because the Great Plains had fewer trees than the woodlands, the long poles were taken to the new place as well. While the Southern Plains Indian tribes used grass houses resembling large wigwams, teepees were used by the Lakota. So that was a short one on the Lakota tribe. Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow I will talk about another Indian native tribe. Okay, so today I made a juice this morning. This one is cucumber, beets, an apple, a salad like rucola salad, and what else? And a small little green bell pepper. So I say good health to all of you. Let me take a sip. So what else is there to talk about? Well, not much. Not much changed in the Ukraine. It even looks worse than before. This morning I watched some news on TV because I want to keep up with the news, and I saw Russian soldiers shooting on people. They came to protest and they approached the soldiers very courageously and told them to go home, and then they started shooting and one man got injured, and so far I don't know what happened with him. They didn't talk about it, but I think this is absolutely terrible to do such a thing, and I don't know what this whole thing is leading to. Now we start pouring money and money and money into our weapons. We used to have not much weapons anymore in Germany. We didn't have an army anymore. I mean an army in the sense that man had to do it. And now we start to rethink the whole thing, and the whole Europe is just getting weapons all over the place. I don't know, this is terrible. I think we used to work to get rid of it all and to live in peace, and now we all do the opposite of it. And our energy minister, he went to Qatar to talk about gas, to get it from there. So we go from one bad place to the next bad place because I don't think the leaders of Qatar are much better than Putin, but that only shows how politicians have to do whatever they need to do to get the energy they need for the country. We have a very, very demanding companies here in Germany. They need energy. We have car builders, we have all kinds of stuff here in Germany, so we need oil, we need gas, and well, I don't know. And then America, they poured in so much money too into the Ukraine. Poor President Biden, he signs one thing after another, huge amounts of money too, and that all has to be paid somehow by the American citizens. And I don't know how long such a thing can be kept up before people get ignored, when we all have to pay the bills for it in the end. So I hope that somehow we find a way to end this quickly and get back to normal. Okay, so I wish you all a wonderful day, and keep dreaming, because, well, sometimes dreams are needed to keep us going. Well, I think dreams are good for that. I wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.